Hello and thank you for joining me for some Mitsurugi Kamui Hikai. I really hope I pronounced that right. I'm going to try and not talk so much during the cutscenes, so I'm just going to end this here and continue the commentary afterwards.
手にした者の体を奪って何人に切り裂き血を吸い貪欲に力を蓄え続けるというそして死を切り消えた少女鈴子私は御剣として負けを乗せた鈴子かつての同門私の
I kind of like the art style, actually. It's not too bad looking. Almost. Ooh, cannon fodder. Okay, let's have some moments to figure out the controls. Okay, actually it feels a lot like Castlevania, thankfully enough. I've been recording myself doing some Castlevania lately, but I haven't really gotten around to uploading it because I simply don't care. Okay, a block is even the same key, that's good. I'm really liking that. The only problem I'm having is that jump is K instead of space. That's my only issue. It kind of feels like a slightly more interesting Dynasty Warriors. Ooh, an achievement, nice. I wasn't expecting to get one of those. Well, okay, I was, because, you know, modern gaming. Fuck, seems like the only people that don't have their mouth on the old achievement balls is Nintendo. Ugh, fucking hate achievements. I like how it like spurts out blood. It's like an old Oni-chanbara film. It's like, oh damn it, Chanbara film. It's like an old samurai movie where like they, you know, the whole blood spray. And that's something I really liked about the Kill Bill films was they were like love letters to fans of samurai movies, and I really like samurai movies. The ironic thing about that is that I cannot stand westerns for the life of me, and a lot of times they follow the same tropes. As a matter of fact, it was very common back in the day. If someone wanted to like bring a samurai movie to North America, instead of just bringing it over, they would entirely reshoot it with an American setting and American cast, and that's what a lot of westerns were. They were essentially samurai movies. The Magnificent Seven, for example, is based off of an Akira Kurosawa film, and I love both versions, actually. It's one of the few westerns I really like. Although I can't see this working as a western, although, because, you know, North Americans don't really have sexy uniforms. I'm actually quite impressed. This was only like $10 on Steam, so I'm really impressed. I'm like, really, it looks really good. It's quite shocking. It's surprisingly fun too. It doesn't take a lot of thought. It's mostly me mashing the J and I keys and occasionally dodging. I haven't had a reason to jump. I'll jump because it breaks the monotony, but other than that, it doesn't really add much. Let's see how high I can get this combo counter. It's kind of lenient. I don't like that. I'm used to my combo counters being rather excuse me, rather like tight. That's not what I meant. Like unforgiving. Like in Devil May Cry, if you miss just like once, it resets the counter, and I hate that, but at the same time I love it. because I like the challenge. Here there's not much challenge. I can pretty much mindlessly mash keys. I really hope it's not just this. Just beating up enemies in small areas. You know what? I don't think I'd mind a Sailor Moon game like this, actually. Like a beat 'em up with like 5-player co-op with girls in skimpy outfits beating the shit out of cannon fodder enemies. Like honestly, I really think that that Sailor Moon and the Super Sentai series, those two would work really well as if they got the same treatment as One Piece and Fist of the North Star, and became like if they had like Warriors games based off of them. I'm not a big fan of the Dynasty Warriors games, but I actually really liked One Piece Pirate Warriors 2. I didn't like the first one. And Ken's Rage 2 is one of the best beat 'em up games I've ever played. Unfortunately, I got to play it on the Wii U before the patch. And there was like there's huge frame rate issues in the Wii U version prior to the patch. After the patch, it runs pretty smooth. My main problem with the Warriors games is that the AI is so incredibly stupid. There is no challenge to normal enemies. I'm having more difficulty here than I do fighting normal enemies on hard in any Dynasty Warriors game. And it really pisses me off that people are like, oh, they're so good, and it's like, they're mindless button mashers, and then you get to the bosses and you're unprepared for the bosses because they're a lot harder than the enemies. That's not to say the bosses are, you know, insurmountably hard. It's just, thank you. Just that they're kind of annoying. The difficulty you face from the enemies is like, it's literally, oops, didn't mean to. You know what, I'm in the menu, I might as well check the controls anyway, see if there's anything I missed. Oh, space does do something nice. You have to reset the camera? Oh my god, that's terrible. I'm really not liking the camera too much. It kind of gets in the way. No, maybe that's not it. No, I think it's like, okay, take something like Zelda Ocarina of Time. I think that game has one of the best cameras ever, and no game outside of Zelda has ever captured it. But the camera in that game is so smooth, it always follows you. After a period of time, it will circle behind you. I've never had a game with a camera that good. And that's about the end of the amount of good things I can say about Ocarina of Time. I'm not gonna get into it. I'm not gonna get into my Ocarina of Time hate tangents. Not so much hate, but I'm kind of indifferent to it. When it came out, I found it fun because it was the biggest game I had ever seen at the time. Prior to that, I had played Link to the Past and Zelda 2, and that was it. But Ocarina of Time was just so big that it floored me. The dungeons, on the other hand, I felt were really boring. Nice try, bitch. Oops. I'm really not liking the placement of the of that move. Like, that is linked is set to the left shift key, but every time I try to press it, it seems to hit enter. Now, I have not played this yet, so that you are seeing my very first time playing it. If I get enough people saying yeah, it's fun, I like the video, I will do more indie games, and I will make sure I finish this one. I don't really. Regarding Pokemon, I don't think I'm gonna finish it anytime soon. I'm so fed up with Pokemon. Yeah, I'm not gonna play any Pokemon for a while. Not even X. Actually, I'm gonna be hiding my copy of Pokemon X because I have been playing it a lot lately. So, I'm gonna have to use my 3DS for other things. I might even have to beat some of my other games. Wow. I've had Kid Icarus for almost a year, and I have not beaten it. I'm on the last mission, though. I think Kid Icarus Uprising is a very good game with very bad controls. It's really expertly designed too. That's a shame because you can tell a lot of work went into it, but they just couldn't figure out a better control scheme. It's like Yahtzee said, it's like trying to hold a cat by its throat while trying to poke it in its eye and then holding it still. And that sounds really cruel, but I kind of agree. It's really painful after an hour of playing, which is sad because I really like the game. And after playing some single player, I like to go online. Okay, like I like to actually go online and I like to play against other people. And Kid Icarus doesn't really allow for that because of how tedious the controls tend to be. Like, you get used to them, yeah, but they're not very friendly or well designed. Now, that being said, I still think it's a lot better and a lot more intuitive than dual analog controls. Dual analog controls are the bane of my balls. I fucking hate dual analog controls. Dual analog controls are just the worst thing ever invented in gaming that isn't related to DLC or EA. And yeah, I'm gonna do an episode on EA eventually. I don't know if I'm gonna be doing more of this, because I really want to, but you know, it's not really all that fun. It's kind of mindless. This guy keeps dodging. Fucking die. I will teach you to keep dodging my attacks. But I really wish this had a better, I really think this should have been something else. Damn it. Like, not whatever it is. It's not based off of anything as far as I know. But I think I would be enjoying this a lot more if this was based off of something like an actual anime or a game or a manga series. I could see this working. Like, I could see this working with something like Kamen Rider or Sailor Moon. I'm not a big fan of the whole games just for fan service. Like, what fans are you servicing? It's like the show High School of the Dead. Everyone was like, oh my god, there's so much fan service, and I'm like, well, if everyone hates it, what fans are they servicing? Like you have to have fans in order to give fan service. And I'm not gonna get into how much I hate that series too, but it's a really bad show, and I couldn't, like, I liked the first few episodes, and then it was all like, oh, here's boobs, more boobs, more boobs, look at the chicks, aren't they sexy? No, they're 2D images. That being said, I am kind of tired of the whole zombie thing, so I'm glad this has nothing to do with zombies. I sincerely hope that Ninja Gaiden Yaiba Ninja Gaiden Z gets cancelled. I sincerely hope it does, because I love Ninja Gaiden. I think it looks like a really good game, but seriously, no fucking zombies. Zombies, fuck them. Fuck the zombies. Zombies are so fucking overdone. I am so sick and tired of zombies. We got that shit, we got The Walking Dead, we got fucking Dead Rising, we got fucking all sorts of shit about zombies. I am sick and fucking tired of zombies. I like the George Romero films, most of them. Most of the ones before Diary of the Dead. I like, what was it, City of the Land of the Dead? Was that it? It was Land of the Dead or City of the Dead? I don't remember the title anymore, but it was like a giant ass Super Mario Brothers reunion. It had like both Dennis Hopper and John Leguizamo, and all it was missing was Bob Hoskins, but I think he was retired by the time. I think that was after Son of the Mask. Let's not mention that thing again. I'm just so tired of zombies, and I think a lot of games with zombies are like, oh look, it's zombies, scary, or like there's no real purpose to have zombies there. I thought Lollipop Chainsaw was actually a really fun game though, because it's like, it knows how stupid the idea of zombies are. And I agree, it's really stupid. The game itself was really boring at times. Like levels there's only like 6 or 7 levels, and each one's really short. And so here we are at the boss. I had to, whoops, he was kind of kicking my ass the first few times, so I had to, I just sort of edited out my deaths. Again, this is my first time playing it, and the boss doesn't take much more strategy than avoid his attacks and dodge him while his ass is exposed. I mean attack while his ass is exposed. Did I say dodge while his ass is exposed? Derp. Yeah, there's not much thought put into the fighting. It's not bad per se, but I'm used to Ninja Gaiden. Okay, I play Ninja Gaiden a lot. It's one of the few games I'm really good at. And then you get games like Dynasty Warriors or Devil May Cry or Bayonetta where they're just mindless button mashers, and I can't play like that. There's so little thought involved in it that I try to make it more complicated than it really is, and that kind of hinders me. Like I try to make Devil May Cry seem a lot more methodical than it really truly is, and the same thing with God of War. Oh my god, God of War is one of the worst button mashers I can think of. And like, okay, I really liked the first one because I thought the first one was really impressive visually, and then I beat it like 3 times, and then I started seeing flaws in it. Like it was like, oh my god, this is so amazing! I'm fighting like a Hydra, and I'm like ripping it apart, and it's cool, and it's like, oh yeah, hardcore. And then I was like, yeah, it's kind of dull. I think the only game with combat as dull as God of War's is Shadow of the Colossus, to be frank. I know a lot of people really like that game. That's cool. But there's nothing to do other than fight bosses, and I think it's a really big open world that's really pretty, but it's empty. And it's not really fun to traverse. Now I'm gonna kill him. Dodge these. Run up behind him. I don't like that O is the run key. You are already dead. Yay, and I got another achievement. I'm gonna end this here. I'm gonna check the upgrades first. And then I'm gonna save. So let's see what upgrades they got. Yeah, I think I should upgrade my Zengeki, whatever that is, and my hand-to-hand combat. Yay, fuck training. I just earned points, so I got stronger that way. Fuck the heavy bag, fuck the Muay Thai mitts. I'm gonna save, and I hope to see you guys all next time. Bye bye for now.